Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Bitcoin has touched the 50% retracement level today of the rally that occurred between the 13th of January and the 17th of January. Overall, Bitcoin is still making a healthy impression. That's not necessarily the case on many altcoin charts, but we have to treat them individually. It's Bitcoin is sold off a little bit. Yeah, it's not massive. I mean, yeah, you can say that from the last high, which occurred here on the 30th, the price has declined like 8.5%. Well, that's really not a lot. That really isn't a lot. The funds are flowing out of the altcoin sector, though. That's the concern that most people who watch this channel have as well, because a lot of you guys are invested in altcoins and they are seeing significant downturns. Well, it feels like a shakeout to me. I don't think we've seen the last leg up. For some coins, I think we have, though. But I think many coins could still form one more high at least. That's in line with my idea that I have for Bitcoin as well. So I'm not confirming a major top yet for most of these coins. For some, it is quite clear, like Popcat, for example. But again, things can change, right? Markets are dynamic. If we see a 5-wave move up, then, oh, yeah, we have a setup, But I always encourage people to think about it more in terms of what is the price doing now, right? Where's support? What's the price doing now? Not necessarily think of the market in terms of a crypto winter and the bull run. That's not a great way, because it's just a concept that doesn't always help, really, right? Markets evolve and they're not always following the crypto cycles perfectly. They're not going to do that forever. So we focus on what we see, and what we see is a potentially impulsive rally between the 13th of January low and the 17th of January high. We have a corrective pullback that we're labeling as an A, B, C structure. And the C wave, yeah, I mean, it might form a low in this region. I mean, I provided yesterday this blue target zone, which has been reached, which is not maxed out yet, and it's also not an invalidation point. But this blue zone, it just shows you some levels that the market ideally would reach in this C wave to the downside after a B wave likely topped on that Thursday the 30th. So yeah, we're there now. And the question is now, is the low in or not? Important before we zoom in further, important is to understand that as long as we're holding that 92,665 level, there's really no change, really. There's no change really to overall structure. The idea is that a wave 4, a larger degree wave 4, bottomed on the 13th of January, and that thesis will really only be challenged if there is a sustained break below 92,665. Okay, that is when I would get a bit nervous about this structure, and this is also the signal then that it will most likely break. What would be the alternative? The alternative would be that the larger wave 4 is still unfolding. We talked about that, however, in our first video earlier today. Now let's zoom in a little bit. I can tell you that because the blue target zone has been reached, the C wave is certainly long enough to be considered complete. I don't necessarily like the microstructures here. It's not very clear. I can make a case for all 5 waves down to be completed. That's 5 waves in wave C. A C wave is always a 5-wave move. What's not clear is if it's always an impulse or a diagonal. Some are impulses, some diagonals. This looks a bit more like a diagonal structure to me, but it can also be impulsive. I mean, sometimes these microstructures are really messy. It's more important to now, as we've approached the support area, again, we've reached the support area, to watch for the first 5-wave move up. And we have a resistance area to watch as well. So we have, again, very clear parameters to watch. The resistance area is defined between 98,869 and 101,296. Why is this important? Because as you can see in the white scenario, another 4-5 pattern to the downside is possible. Not guaranteed, it's just possible. And if one more low forms, the market could reach 95,340 to 92,665 next. Okay, but I think there could be some support here also where the lower boundary line is located of the trend channel. So yeah, maybe a little higher in this wave 4 and then a low in wave 5. That would overall be the ideal That would be the ideal pathway for the white count. Whereas in the yellow count, I'm open to the idea the low is in, but then I need some evidence. I need a first 5-wave move up and break above resistance. This is what we need. If the market now just forms a 3-wave rally into resistance, this is not going to confirm anything. So even if we see a first 5-wave move up, if it ends down there, it's not going to be a confirmation the low is in, because it could just be the A wave of the wave 4, all right? But it would be a start. It would be a start. Now, do we see any 5-wave move up? I would say we need one more high. I need one more high for a first micro 5-wave move up. A nano 5-wave move up. This is just to tell you sort of what I see on the nano level. But then again, it could just be the A wave of a larger 4. So yeah, that's the update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. I mentioned in the previous video earlier today that I uploaded an eGold video exclusively on X yesterday. So if you're interested in that, check it out. You'll find the link in the video description to our X profile. Also, as I said, this week, in the following week now, I'm going to run a live stream about Elliott Wave. So you can ask your questions. A lot of questions in the comments. I can't always answer them, but there will be a live stream. So if you want to stay up to date about when that's going to happen, it will be published on X. Okay, so you can follow us there, and then you will be notified about the date and time. Thank you very much. Have a great start to the week. Bye-bye.